Ms. Brown, have you ever sued one of the cartels for the damage they're doing in the national forest?
No.
Have, when you've litigated, have you ever measured the emissions from fires to incorporate into your lawsuits? In other words, the additional emissions that are going to happen as a result of a lawsuit that delays a project. Have you ever incorporated that in as one of the balancing factors that the judges should take into account?
Congressman, as far as I know, none of my litigation has actually caused or resulted in a wildfire, so no.
As far as you know, how many sawmills have closed in the western United States? You saw that chart where we went from the harvest that we were at and where we are at now. How many sawmills across the West have closed?
I couldn't answer that, but I would say a substantial number.
Do you know how many people are unemployed as a result of those sawmills being closed?
I could not answer that.
Yeah, I had a very good friend. He's actually my college roommate at University of Wisconsin, River Falls, who went out west and went up to the glacier area, and he used to write poignant letters to me in the early 1990s telling about how they're shutting us down and we are losing so many employees. We're losing mills one after another. It was a terrible story, and all due to this litigation. Have you ever served on a fire line, like Mr. Ellis has referred to?
No, I have not, but through my collaborative work, I have kept a mill open.
Mr. French, so if cottonwood expires and that spreads throughout the country, how many forest plans across the country will be vulnerable to reconsultation if there's not action by Congress?
Our estimate as of yesterday on the expiration today is that there are 87 plans currently in need of reconsultation when the safe harbor from expired today.
How long would you guess? I mean, how long is typical that it'll take for that reconsultation? How many days, months, years?
It's different. Every single plan is different. Our earliest estimation, which we've been working on for actually well over a couple years, is likely somewhere between 5 and 10 years and tens of millions of dollars. 5 to 10
years to get through those projects that have to go back through reconsultation?
For us to do consultation on the plans right now that are subject to reconsultation with the expiration of the safe harbor, that is our best estimate right now. And again, it's different forest by forest.
So it's not 13 days, it's 5 to 10 years?
Well, in totality of what I just gave, and we're adding more as we don't get plans revised.
How's that going to affect your the ability to execute your 10-year wildfire strategy?
It diverts a lot of natural resource biologists and others that would be surveying projects and doing consultation on fuel reduction projects. I mean, that's one of our biggest challenges, is that our non-fire workforce in the last 15 years has declined so much that every little extra thing we put in the system just causes our ability to do things to decline.
How are you doing hiring people?
We're doing better than we did a year ago. It's still unacceptable.
So it's like, if I may interject, so it's like the rest of America. You talk to any employer, public or private, they're having a hell of a time.
Our biggest issue is housing, the salaries we pay, the availability. We did increase last year, but not at a rate we need to.
And that, folks, is why you can't say, Congress, throw more money at the problem, hey, and we will fix it. Because there's not enough bodies to do the work unless you can get the cartels to come and help you. And, maybe you could do it that way. Mr. Wood, do you believe that the current method of reporting hazardous fuels treatments will be adequate to measure whether the target of 20 million acres is achieved if we continue to do things as we are?
No, the public would, based on the current reporting process, the public won't know where you actually reduce the backlog by 20 million acres or 5. It's incredibly difficult to tell right now.
So it's important we pass the Acres Act.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to close things up here.